Hello, other. I am so happy because you are here again. At first, I want to say welcome for my babies who are new in my channel. And if you see me for the first time, so don't forget subscribe and welcome home, baby. Have you ever been with a guy and wondered, I really wish he would, or I wish he no longer? This is, of course, a rhetorical question. Of course, it has. No man is perfect, except in his own eyes. If you didn't pick an overly nice guy who will be bowing at your feet by the first date, ready to kiss your perfectly manicured toes, and ready to be like an English butter, getting him to do something or change his behavior isn't straightforward. This makes me think about Janice, a woman I catched a couple of years ago. Janice has attracted a great guy, a lawyer. She was a successful entrepreneur and had a chain of retail stores. Mark, the fake name I will use for her boyfriend, had a very busy schedule. So the two of them only had a couple of hours every week they could spend together, even though they were already living under the same roof at that time. Mark loved Janice, but he loved his friends too. Every Friday night he would go out with the boys. Janice was free to join them, of course, but she had quickly learned that such a testosterone-fulfilled night was not what she was looking for after a hard week of to-do list and stress. Sunday afternoon were kept free by Mark to play golf with friends, clients, or prospects. Dennis wanted to spend more quality time together with Mark, and she had addressed this to him often, borderline and nagging about it. This made Mark feel very uncomfortable. At first, he had tried to stay home more because Janice asked for. Nevertheless, Janice soon learned that Mark wasn't really present mentally. He even became more distant. A couple of weeks later, he just went golfing again and told her it was important to him. Complaining and nagging didn't work. Are building up resentment and seriously hurting the feeling he has for you. You will need to look at the 3-year-old kid again. If you tell that kid he can't do something, he will rebel and only want to do it more. Adult men are again no different. By telling him he can't do something, you have created a challenge, and that's exactly what will attract him to do it. If you force him to change his behavior, he will start to resent you for it. He will feel less happy and will blame that on you. Every time a man has to do something for you, you are. Moreover, you will notice some women keep adding to the list of to-dos. Let me know when you are arrived safely. Let me know when you are coming home from work. Who was that on the phone? What were you doing? Who was with you? Are you really going to wear that shirt? Don't forget to. Really? He acts just like his mother. Men love their mothers if they treated them well while they were growing up. But they won't feel attracted to her. They can't. Plus, they only have one room for one mother in their lives. They don't need another one. They need a woman they can patiently be attracted to her and in love with. The more rules and to-dos you give him, the more he will feel suffocated. And as I am sure you know, men have a very low tolerance to this. The big trick to get a man to do just about anything is to always give him the feeling that it was his own decision. If he comes to the conclusion himself, he will not rebel and will stand by it. So, how could she steer him in the direction she wanted him to go? I gave her one simple assignment: encourage him playing golf, support him, congratulate him when he gets great results. Tell him you are happy he goes out with his friends, happy that he plays golf, because that gives you the chance to insert something that's important to you and that show you are a high value woman. So that's exactly what Janice did. She became a member of an improv group. She joined a spinning class. 26 days. That's exactly what it took before Mark's behavior changed. This time he told her, "Hey honey, what would you say if I skipped golf next Sunday and you skip your improv class so we can have lunch and spend the afternoon together?" What would Janice have replied to this? Please stop watching and formulate your answer. The nice girl and Janice could have responded, "Sure, great idea. Yes, I am happy. Sure, I will skip all my classes. Well, where will you be taking me?" But that would have been a huge mistake. This would prove that Janice wasn't that interested in her improved classes, that she still positioned Mark above all that, and the only reason she partook in those activities was because he was not available. The minute he was free, she dropped everything. This would devalue her in Mark's eyes. Janice likely didn't make this mistake. I have been coaching her for a while, and she had been applying other things that you will know in this video. Her newfound instincts helped her to immediately see what was going on. Mark had given her more value. Because she found other interests she was passionate about, she wanted to ditch his friend and spend time with her. If she would now change her own plans, he would have been in control all along and would devalue her. Plus, he didn't feel right. Janice wasn't playing any games. She actually enjoyed improv and wanted to go, even though she of course wanted to spend more time with Mark too. So here is how she replied. She said, "Great idea, Mark. However, this Sunday isn't a good fit. I'm going to go to the improv group and then we are going out for a drink afterward. But let's take our calendars and find a time that fits us both." They found a time and had a great date. Not long after, Mark decided to stop playing golf and be home on Sunday afternoons. If Janice had nothing to do, they could spend time together. Janice didn't have to knock. She didn't even have to ask him. It was all his idea. Or was it? Men always want what they cannot have. Take something away and he will want it more. Increase your value and he will want you more. To men, it's an effort to do anything they have to do relationship wise. Putting in hard work to chase you, to be with you, and treating you well when they decide to do so on and their own is effortless. Don't follow your instincts when you want to steer a man's behavior. Do the opposite. That's how you best raise a 3-year-old kid too. If you want him to do something or stop doing something, nagging or yelling will not work. Ignoring him always will reinforce the good behavior, but ignore him whenever he shows bad behavior. I want to elaborate a bit here. I'm not saying that you should ignore bad behavior and just let him take you for granted or mistreat you in any way. You simply ignore him. You become less available. Take longer to return his phone calls. Have more important things to do than be available all the time. You never should be available all the time anyway. All great men love strong women, women who won't take any crap. If he is interested but doesn't spend enough time with you, withdraw. If he is interested, he will want to spend more time together. If he is late to more than one date, withdraw. If he is interested, he will never be late again. If he says he's coming out of a difficult relationship and not looking for anything serious, withdraw a bit and say, "Sure, me neither. I don't know you well enough to decide if I even want a relationship with you. We can always be friends first and see where that goes." If he's interested, you will quickly see him get his hunting gear in order to catch you. Make sure he never can, and he will keep running after you. For a last sentence might make you think all good and well, Sarah. But if he can never catch me, how on earth will I then ever have a real relationship with him. Simple. He should never, ever be able to catch and gauge you. He will test this interestingly enough. He might and probably will give you some crap. And when he does, how you respond will define the rest of the relationship. You will read plenty of ways to respond throughout, but if you are ever in doubt, simply follow the golden rule. When a man doesn't behave the way you want, withdraw and do what you would do if you found him less important. This always. Before I became a relationship coach, I interviewed hundreds of couples that were together for more than 10 years, and the astonishment of their divorced friends were still happy. I wanted to know what their secret was. Some had been married for over 40 years. The men in those relationships and marriage never got their women. They always knew that they had to keep up their game. If not, she might still walk away. These women never threatened to walk. They showed them by ignoring their husbands and withdrawing whenever their behavior was unwanted. They always reinforced good behavior and ignored bad behavior. Stick to that rules and you will never lose the interest of a man who is truly interested in the first place. Those who were just playing games, trying to get less, trying to get your money, or God knows what will disappear. And that's although hurtful good news. Moreover, by ignoring him when he doesn't add a value to your life and by rewarding him when he shows good behavior, you are training him just like you wanted a dog. And since most men are smarter than your average Labrador, some are, I've checked, it will be easy to train him. You must never forget that a man who loves you will always love to work hard to make you happy. If he doesn't do it, that's a major red flag and a simple sign that he's not really into you. If that's ever the case, next. We all deserve to be with someone who adores us as much as we adore them. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. I love you the most.